Hello, hello. Liberty and I are back in the kitchen tonight and we are cooking some homemade protein, soft but chewy, but still has a crust on it, some homemade bagels. And I learned how to make these, a couple of years ago. And tonight, so we've made bagels before, but tonight we're gonna be making them in the air fryer. And literally only a couple different ingredients that we're gonna be using, super simple, lots of protein, really easy, really delicious. You can eat them by themselves, you can make a bagel sandwich. They are just super yummy and super delicious. And they're gonna take you 15 minutes from start to finish. And if you don't have an air fryer, that's okay. You can still bake these in the oven, but I'm in love with them in the air fryer. So let's get cooking. By the way, if you have not, make sure to smash the subscribe button.
Leave notifications and click that bell button.
So smash the subscribe button, ring the notification bell up there because that's gonna make sure that you get notified
whenever there's a new video.
Yes. So let's get cooking. So we're gonna start off with one bowl, all right?
A big bowl.
A big bowl that you're gonna mix in.
Make sure it's big.
You're gonna want 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, you can make your own. You can take regular flour and all you wanna add to it is you're basically gonna add baking powder to it, and that's gonna, and you can just literally Google how to make self-rising flour. I thought I had it written down here for you, but I don't see it. Anyway, it's super easy to make self-rising flour if you don't have any. But 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera down. So we're gonna need that. We're going to need 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt. 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt, half a teaspoon of salt. So these are gonna be the 3 ingredients for our bagel.
1 egg.
We have 1 egg scrambled up. We're gonna brush that on the top. And then we have some everything bagel seasoning. That is it. So let me flip you down. We're gonna mix the bagels, form the bagels, brush the bagels with egg wash, sprinkle them with our seasoning, air fry.
And then try. It rhymed.
So let's flip you down and show you, mix it up. Okay, so here's our bowl. We're gonna dump our 1 3/4 cups flour in. We're gonna dump in the salt, half a teaspoon, our 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Get it all out. And then you are going to mix it up. And as you're mixing, it's gonna start to form clumps. It's gonna take a minute for this dough to come together, but it will start to come together as a dough.
The clumps are little balls of Greek yogurt
So
that the flour and stuff got stuck to.
Once I get it to this point, I'm gonna go in with my hands and start mixing.
It's starting to turn to dough.
And you can see it is starting to form a dough.
It's all starting to come together.
And as you're rolling the dough out, it is gonna start to do a dough. If it's a little bit too crumbly, you can add a little bit more Greek yogurt. And if it is a little bit too thin, then you can add a little bit more flour. So now we're just gonna work in this Greek yogurt here on my surface until we have a nice dough that is a dough consistency without being sticky. All right, our dough has come together. You can see we've gotten all the little things up off of the stovetop here.
This one.
We picked it all up, and our dough is doughy. It's kind of like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
It's not sticking to our hands. Now this dough, because we use the self-rising flour, we don't need to let it rise. This is going to make 8 bagels. So we are gonna chop this into 8 different pieces. All right, so I weighed this. This weighs 584 grams. So you can weigh it if you want to be exact, or you can just simply eyeball it however you want to do it. So 584 divided by 8 is approximately 73 grams per bagel. So if we just cut it in half, and then basically cut it in half 8 different times, that should give us about,
it looks a little like
77.
It looks a little like cow flour.
So most of the time, those are all that one's exactly 73. So again, you can leave them like this, or you can even them out however you want to do it. Once we have our 8 pieces, then we're going to do is we're going to take each piece and we're going to roll it like into a piece of sausage. So just kind of form it with your hands into a longer piece like this, like if you're playing with Play-Doh and you're trying to make a log, okay? So, and then,
Ooh.
And then gently roll it.
Oh.
Not too much pressure is the key here. And then once you get it rolled out, about 5 or so inches, you're going to connect it as your bagel, just like so. So connect it, make sure you have a hole in the middle. It's gonna look like a donut or a bagel. And then I can fit 4 of these in my air fryer. So I'm gonna roll out the 4, get these air frying, and then we'll make our other 4. In the air fryer, we are gonna fry these at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. How you doing?
Trying.
You struggling a little
I
bit?
kept ripping, so I decided.
Oh, yeah, sometimes if it rips, you just gotta pack it together.
Okay, I'll pack.
Pack it nice and
Yeah,
tight.
like going to start coming apart.
And then squeeze it out. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. And then once it gets like that,
I'm gonna make it to a bowl and then roll out, because that's what I always
so
used to
squeeze
do.
it out and then lightly roll from the middle out. And you, again, any way you do this, you can do it like this, like this, like this. We have our first 4 bagels formed, and we have our other pieces of dough sitting here. We're gonna transfer these over to a parchment lined air fryer bin. I have my bins lined with this, and you can either brush these with egg or butter and then put on whatever seasoning you like. The everything bagel seasoning, you can use Parmesan or Asiago cheese, you can use cinnamon and sugar, whatever you prefer. Okay, so we're gonna brush the tops of these with our egg wash. I find it easier to do this before it's in the air fryer. You can skip this step, but I like this step.
It helps the chia seeds stick. Right, Mom?
The seasoning.
Well, the seasoning. Whatever seasoning you would like.
We're not using chia seeds. We're using everything bagel
Oh,
seasoning.
yeah. Everything bagels.
We're going to sprinkle on. We have our bagels in the air fryer baskets, and we're gonna put them in the air fryer for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. These are gonna cook for 8 to 10 minutes until they start to get golden brown, which these are. So we're gonna take these out and we're gonna cook our next 4. And by the way, this is the air fryer I'm using, the Ninja Dual Basket. Love it. Have lots of air frying recipes here on the channel. And these are so good. Other 4 in the air fryer. We have it set for another 10 minutes, and I'm going to check them at 8 minutes and see how they're doing. And here are the done products. And what I love about these is you really can customize them. You can put fruit in them. Now we're going to let these sit here and cool for a few minutes, and then we will slice them and eat them. All right, fresh out of the fryer, we have our bagels. And you can tell these ones I let go for an entire 10 minutes. So if you want a crispier outside, 10 minutes. They're not burnt, but they're brown. They have a harder outside. These ones went for 9 minutes and they're a little bit, they're not, they still have a tough shell on them, but they're not super duper. Yeah. So, all right, Liberty, let's go ahead and break this one apart, okay?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna cheers. Gonna do our bagel cheers.
Come on.
Cheers. Now, these are great the way they are. For my kids, I like to slice them in half and then put an egg inside, like scramble an egg, fry it up in a circular form and put it inside of here with some turkey bacon, or you can just slice it in half and butter it. You can make a lunch meat sandwich. You can put some veggies inside of here. Like these make a great base for a sandwich, or you can just eat it like this. Now, a couple different ways you can customize these besides the top. So you can add fruit into it. Like you can take some strawberry preserves. You can add some garlic powder if you want them spicy. You can add some hot sauce or some cayenne. Like literally you can make these so many different ways. You can add some chopped olives inside of here. Cinnamon, like literally these are so customizable, but you can see by the way she's eating, you can also eat them just like this and they're perfectly delicious. So let us know in the comments your favorite way to make bagels. These are a simple, healthy. Yeah. And by the way, if you do not have an air fryer, you can cook these in the oven at 375 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes if you don't have an air fryer. Air fryer, 10 minutes, 350 degrees, ba-bam. Chewy, delicious, protein-packed bagels. Nutritional information. These are 126 calories a piece. If you're one of my clients and use the container system, a half a red and a half a yellow. So if I want a really big breakfast, 2 of these is 1 red, 1 yellow, bam. I got a protein, I got a carb, and add some veggies on. Like literally, I'm telling you, if you slice this in half, add some veggies in there, some mild peppers, some lettuce, some turkey bacon. It's amazing. Or just like this. So, and I love what my daughter says, because you guys don't always get to hear behind the scenes. So after we just got done eating that, she literally comes on and says, Mom, people would never believe we make all this stuff at home because
it's so good.
It's so good. And they've eaten at some seriously nice restaurants. They eat healthy food, but they also eat a lot of unhealthy food. And
it's about balance.
So they've been to like the bagel shops with the big bagels. Their grandfather loves the big 300 and some calorie bagels. And so that don't even have a lot of protein. So for us to end and her to say, Mom, like people wouldn't believe how good this stuff is. Like this is really good. And I'm like, I know. And so.
No one would believe we made that at home.
It's really delicious. It's really simple. And that literally takes less than 15 minutes. So happy cooking. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, smash the like button to get more of these healthy